What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel for another what if scenario where we take a pivotal moment in the Skywalker saga and change it in order to explore the unforeseen consequences and to emphasize the importance of the original events. In this video, we will be examining a much darker situation than ever before as we look into what would have happened if Kylo Ren were to have killed Rey on the Death Star in episode 9. Now, throughout the entire trilogy, Kylo's goal is never to kill Rey. That is made abundantly clear time and time again in each of the 3 installments, and that theme continues in this duel, as Rey initiates the violence once again. But although he may not be the aggressor, Kylo is not opposed to fighting either. After all, he does relentlessly hunt Rey down in his attempts to turn her to the dark side, knowing full well that she is going to resist. Although he may prefer not to fight, he clearly does get some satisfaction in his dominance over her. Kylo Ren is cocky, as most dark side Force users are. He does not fear Rey's attacks because he knows he is the superior Force wielder. In every duel they have in this film, Kylo is always in control, but something happens in this encounter on the Death Star. It is in this battle, as they clash through the roaring waters around them, that Kylo Ren begins to accept that Rey is not going to join him. He still holds back from killing her, fending off her attacks and then eventually forcing her to the ground, but still only reacting to what she does. But as Rey continues to swing, even when she is clearly defeated and at his mercy, Kylo's frustration breaks through. He takes a few powerful swings at Rey and then raises his saber high into the air in preparation to deliver a final devastating blow. And this is when Leia reaches out to him, forcing him to remember his past and reminding him that she does believe in him. And we know how things played out from there, but what if Leia hadn't been able to reach her son? What if Kylo couldn't stop himself? What if Kylo Ren killed Rey in the Rise of Skywalker and sealed his fate on the dark side? Needless to say, this would have changed everything, but maybe not in the way you'd think. Kylo's murder here would have 2 primary effects. First of all, just like when he killed his father, he would be filled with instant regret, but this time, it would be even stronger. He wouldn't just be killing someone he cared for here. In killing Rey, Kylo Ren would lose a part of himself. It's important to understand, once again, that this act was never Kylo's plan. This is the result of a momentary loss of self-control. It would hit him like a brick wall. Shocked and devastated by his unforgivable mistake, the Dark Warrior would collapse to the ground, unable to look upon the lifeless body which lay at his side. But there is no going back here. There will be no revivals, no spiritual awakening from his mother, no visit from his father, not even a haunting drop-in or a pep talk from his late uncle or his grandfather. This is Kylo Ren's final step into the darkness. Ben Solo may still be alive in there somewhere deep down, as was the case with Anakin inside Vader, but if Kylo Ren were to kill Rey, he would eliminate the #1 motivator for his return. He is now left with nothing. And so after several moments of taking in the impact of what he had just done, Kylo would rise to his feet, walk back to his TIE Whisper, and set course for Exegol. Before pulling away, Kylo would take one last look back at the ruins of the Death Star, catching a glimpse of FN-2187, feeling sympathy for the ex-stormtrooper who had found the strength to do what he could not. He turned away for the last time and prepared for his jump to hyperspace, once and for all saying goodbye to Rey, goodbye to his final chance at redemption, and goodbye to Ben Solo. As he navigated back through the unknown regions, his anger and frustration with himself would continue to grow. At the end of the day, he was responsible for his actions. This was his fault. He couldn't stand himself for what he'd just done. But above all else, Kylo would blame Palpatine. That anger would turn to hatred for Darth Sidious, and he would re-enter the Sith Temple with one thing on his mind. He would kill the Emperor and take the throne of the Sith. Now, it's unclear actually if essence transfer is possible between 2 unrelated beings in Disney canon, but I think the general assumption is that it is, and that does make sense based on Palpatine's actions in the Rise of Skywalker, so this would be exactly what Palpatine wanted. Upon being struck down, his spirit would pass from his clone body into Kylo Ren, who would now ascend the throne and reign over the galaxy. As the undisputed ruler of the galaxy, and with Sidious manipulating him, pushing him even further into the darkness, Ren would eliminate the resistance. There was nobody left to stand in his way, and so the final order would climb to new heights, ruling with absolute power over everyone. There was no choice but to submit to his rule. In time, Ren would likely take on an apprentice of his own, and the galaxy would continue to suffer for many decades to come. Eventually, a new hope would rise, as it always does. For the Force does seek balance, and not even the most powerful of darkside Force wielders can escape its will forever. But for now, and for the foreseeable future, the galaxy would enter what may have been its darkest period yet, as Kylo Ren does indeed finish what Lord Vader once started. Not as a Jedi as he did in the original timeline, but as the ultimate ruler of the new Sith Empire. Okay, now that is going to wrap things up for this scenario, but let me just say that this is not something that I would have actually liked to see happen at all, nor is it even something I think the storytellers would have entertained, but it is still interesting to explore these alternative timelines. Although this particular scenario was very dark and sad for almost everyone involved, it is worth us taking a look at because it emphasizes just how important Ben Solo's return to the light really was. Without him, Rey would have lost to the Emperor, and if she were dead, of course, that confrontation never would have taken place at all. And Kylo would in all likelihood take his final step into the darkness, as it would really be his only choice at that point. And this, in my opinion, would be the most tragic possible ending for the character of Ben Solo, and for everyone really. For Leia, Chewbacca, Rey, Finn, everyone. This would be a devastating loss and a terribly tragic end for all parties, so again, I would not have liked to see this happen by any means, but for the reasons I just explained, it is still worth exploring all of the possibilities in my opinion, not just the good ones. And I also found it to be a good change of pace actually, to go to a really dark place for once, because usually of course, we don't really do that too much on this channel. But that is going to wrap things up for me, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like to support the channel, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and of course, may the Force be with you always.